We're joined this evening with Chris Stewart. Chris found himself homeless and in need of our support around 20 years ago. With help, he's rebuilt his life and now uses his experiences to run Minding Minds, a company which provides mental health first aid training courses across the UK. We're delighted that he's joined us today and is going to speak about his journey. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to share your experiences with us?
No, thank you, and it's absolutely lovely to be here, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and thank you so much to all of you who are out there raising funds tonight. And hopefully I will be able to kind of give you a personal reason as to why what you're doing tonight is so important. So here I am today. I'm managing director of my own company, and all is well. But 25 years ago, that wasn't the case. I was just turned my 30th birthday. I had undiagnosed bipolar disorder. I was a street homeless alcoholic, and I ended up there in the space of just a few weeks. I'd lost a relationship, I'd lost housing, I'd lost a job, and almost before I knew it, I was stood outside Julian House one night because I had nowhere else to go and was completely broken. And first of all, I just have to say that anybody who ends up street homeless is not there through choice. I've yet to meet. I worked in substance misuse treatment for years and years, and I've yet to meet anybody who turned around to a careers officer aged 15, said by the age of 25, could I please be street homeless with a drug or alcohol habit or a mental health condition or any of that. Nobody chooses it. It's not a place that anybody should have to end up. But if they do, it's lifelines like Julian House that save us, those of us who end up there. Because first and foremost, it's the fact that I had non-judgmental human kindness from people. Nobody judged me. For the first time in years, nobody judged me. And gently and kindly just steered me towards the right services that I needed at that time. And for me, it was very obviously I was in need of psychiatric help, and I was steered towards my GP, explained what I should be asking for from my GP, and night after night. I wouldn't get judged if I came in the worse for wear. I wouldn't get judged the next morning when I was feeling horrendous. I was showed where I could wash my clothes, or at least when I was walking out on the streets in my hometown of Bath, the people who saw me at least saw me in clean clothes. It was the really small details that helped. It was some breakfast before I went. It was the guidance towards what I needed to be claiming benefits wise. It was all of those things, that wraparound care that somebody was talking around earlier, that made it different for me. And I'd love to say that I turned my life around overnight. That wasn't the case. But what I did have was I ended up with a roof over my head, and I ended up with enough stability to eventually, get sober myself. I then went on to work in substance misuse treatment. I was lucky enough to give back to those people who were still suffering. I ended up working in the Caribbean for 3 years, and I came back and I set Minding Minds up. All of those things that happened to me at Julian House, the reason that I got in touch with Julian House to say, I need you to know that you changed my life, is because these things really, really change people's lives in small but enormous ways. And if it wasn't for you guys, I genuinely don't know whether I would be here today. So please, what you're doing tonight is hugely important, because there are people like me who are out there at the moment who have incredible lives to lead. They just need the help and support to be able to go and do it. I'll leave it there. Thanks.